My name is Michael DeLu, and if you're a fan of the NBA just like I am, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and join the Pull Up the Take community because why the fuck not? It only takes like 2 seconds and it helps me. It helps me tremendously in being able to reach my long-term goals. All right. With that being said, all right, let's just get right into it. So, first things first. I gotta be honest with you guys. All right. So I've always been very, very critical of the Philadelphia 76ers. I definitely did not, coming into this postseason, didn't really have too much expectation for them. I definitely was one of the people that felt like I don't trust this team because they are led by James Harden and Joel Embiid, and typically both those guys underperform in the playoffs. James Harden typically underperforms in the playoffs, and Joel Embiid, in the several times that I've seen him face the Boston Celtics, they just kind of always had his number. And I honestly, like, if I would have put money on this series to start it off, I would have lost it because and regardless of whether or not how the rest of the series plays out, the Sixers have showed me they're not the same team that they were of years past. They won Game 5 in TD Garden yesterday, 115-103. And obviously, the first person I need to give credit to, I have to give credit to where credit is due, is Joel Embiid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he set the tone from the start, and his teammates essentially just followed. Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris also provided huge sparks with their aggressiveness, and this is a great team win for the Sixers for so many different reasons. Because, I mean, they've now won they won 2 games in a row. They won 2 games in a row, and they're essentially playing with house money. And because of their win today, they can now close out the series on Thursday at home in their own arena and punch their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals, which would be the first time they've done that since 2001 when they had Allen Iverson, which is crazy to think that, the Sixers that are such a, I don't want to say a powerhouse, but, they're important team. The Sixers aren't just a normal team. They're an important team in terms of NBA history. But Game 6, they're going to have to bring their A game because I know for a fact that the Boston Celtics aren't just going to go away quietly. I don't think that's the case whatsoever. The Sixers led majority of this game. They took the lead in the first quarter and just never looked back. At one point, they led by as much as 21 points. Joel Embiid had 33 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks. He truly played like an MVP. A lot of the shots that he didn't make in what game was that? In game 2 that they lost in Boston, the first time, the last time they were there, he was making this time around. And I mean, the credit to him. Tyrese fucking Maxey. Hey, let me say it like this. Tyrese Maxey is a hooper. Yesterday he had 30 points and 7 rebounds, and I'm gonna be as frank and as open, honest as possible. Tyrese Maxey can go. Like, he is on go. He's T2G. He's TTG. He's trained to go. And when he's locked and loaded and he's coming off the ball screens aggressive and coming downhill, like, he just adds a different dimension to the Sixers that they honestly have not had from his position in a long time. Like, the last time the Sixers had a point guard as good as him was a long time, a very long time. And like I said, he takes the Sixers to a different level, like a completely different level. And I understand that he's not going to be scoring 30 points every single game, but either him or Tobias Harris needs to consistently be able to step up and at least contribute 20 points per game if the Sixers are going to make it to the finals. If the Sixers are going to put out the Celtics, that has to be the recipe for success. And if the Sixers are going to make it, and which I honestly am going to give the Sixers a really, really good chance to beat Miami if they are able to put out the Celtics, I think they can beat Miami. But it also rests on James Harden as well, because James Harden yesterday, he didn't have the best game, but he was very, very efficient and got the job done. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 rebounds away from a triple double. And I'm not gonna lie, man, James Harden, and even James Harden, I said it, like, I'm always gonna be one of those guys. When I am wrong, I have no problem admitting I'm wrong. Whether it's me in a relationship with a young lady, me with the homies, me with my mom, me with my brothers, or me on my platform. Anytime I'm wrong, I have receipts to prove that I did not believe in the Sixers, not a single bit. because of Joel Embiid, James Harden, and then also they have a choke artist for a fucking head coach. But I'm wrong. All right, and regardless of how this shit plays out, the Sixers had a great season. Tobias Harris, 16 points, 11 rebounds. And honestly, man, the Sixers just came out, and this wasn't a fluke win. This wasn't anything. The Sixers just came out and outplayed the Celtics on both ends of the floor. Like, this game, the Sixers won the final game by the final score by 12 points, but truthfully, it was way worse than it was. This honestly felt like more of a 20-point win. Like, the Sixers, and the crazy thing is, I never saw the Sixers ever being in this position. Like, even when the Sixers even up the series, like, I didn't think, okay, I'm like, all right, Boston's gonna come out and punch them in the mouth and win the next two games, but damn, that probably might not happen, honestly. And if history shows us anything, when a series is tied 2-2, the winner of Game 5, typically goes on to win the series 72% of the time. No, not even 70, it's 82% of the time. Let me talk about the Celtics, because this is their first time losing back-to-back games in this postseason, and stretches. There were so many stretches of the game where you could just see that the Celtics did not come. They didn't play with a sense of urgency whatsoever. I kind of feel like they just thought like the Sixers were just gonna lay down. Their shots were just not falling offensively. They were out of sorts. They weren't aggressive. And then another thing is, man, they not only were their shots not falling and their offense wasn't clicking, their offense was stagnant. They weren't aggressive. They weren't clicking. They weren't looking to get great shots and high percentage shots. It just was like very, very odd to see the Celtics playing this way. And then I think back to the series against the Hawks when they kind of like dropped the ball on that one in Game 5. And here's the crazy thing too. The Celtics are 500 at home this postseason, which is absolutely crazy if you really sit here and think about it. They're 500 at home. They've played they played 6 games at TD Garden, and they've lost 3 of them. I mean, last year, I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head what their record was at home in the postseason, but I know it wasn't fucking 500. Defensively, they were in shambles all fucking day. And then the thing is, and it's crazy because one of the reasons why I feel like but this is not the same team as last year. Last year, the Celtics were the number 2 team in terms of overall defense. This year, they're 10th. They're not the same team that they were last year defensively, and they don't bring, which is crazy because they have the exact same personnel. The only difference is they don't have the same head coach. Jason Tatum had 36 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Jaylen Brown got his. He had 24.6 rebounds. Marcus Smart got his. He had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. But now, after yesterday's game, I'm just watching this whole situation play out, and it's just like, man, those blown leads that they had in Game 1 and Game 4 and opportunities that they had to get decisive leads, take control of the series is coming back to bite them in the ass right now. And to be honest, Jason Tatum has to have a magical game in Game 6 for the same way he did against the Bucks last year, which I know a lot of Celtics fans are gonna hang their hat on, we're in this position last year, whatever the case may be. But last year's team seemed to be much better than this one. And in my opinion, the only way the Celtics are going to win in Game 6 is if they have the same shooting that they did in Game 3. They have to come out. They have to be aggressive as fuck, because Embiid and Harden they're not it's going to be hard to beat them 2 games in a row. It's just going to be hard to do that. So we'll see how this actually plays out. Like I said, my name is Michael DeLu. If you're a fan of the NBA just like myself, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, join the Pull Up the Tape community. It only takes a couple seconds, and it goes a long way. Let me know how you think the rest of the series is going to play out. Do you think the Sixers are going to win this series? Do you think the Sixers are going to wet the bed? Do you think the Celtics are going to come back? Do you expect a big game from Jason Tatum? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. With that being said, my name is Michael DeLu. I'm out this bitch.